As the world prepares for COP30 in Belém, a new warning is sounding across the planet. The UN Adaptation Gap Report 2025 reveals that we are running on empty when it comes to protecting people from climate impacts that are already here. From deadly heat waves to the spread of new infectious diseases, climate impacts are accelerating, but global protection systems are not keeping up. The report shows that developing countries will need at least $310 billion every year by 2035 to adapt. That is 12 times more than what is currently being provided. This widening adaptation finance gap means millions of people remain at risk. These include farmers facing drought, coastal communities exposed to storms, and families dealing with rising heat and air pollution. One of the most alarming findings is that the Glasgow Climate Pact goal to double adaptation finance by this year is far off track. Without a rapid turnaround at COP30, vulnerable nations may not get the support they need in time. Countries are trying. 172 nations now have some form of national adaptation plan, but over 30 of these plans are outdated, meaning their strategies no longer match the speed and severity of today's climate reality. Implementation is increasing, with countries reporting more than 1,600 adaptation actions in agriculture, biodiversity, water, and infrastructure. But most of these actions do not track their actual outcomes, leaving the world unsure about what is working and what is not. New projects from the Adaptation Fund, the Global Environment Facility, and the Green Climate Fund reached almost $920 million in 2024. But emerging financial constraints indicate this might be just a temporary spike rather than a new trend. The world must deliver on the expected $1.3 trillion climate finance goal by 2035 if adaptation needs are to be met. Without this, adaptation programs and essential services, including healthcare, will struggle to keep up with climate-driven crises. Health is one of the least funded sectors in climate adaptation, even though climate impacts like heat waves, water contamination, and disease outbreaks directly threaten hospitals and frontline workers. Experts warn that underinvestment in resilience is not just a financial issue, it is a human issue. From India to Malaysia, scientists and health leaders say climate change is overwhelming governance systems and health facilities, pushing millions toward insecurity. Farmers are sounding the alarm too. Small-scale family farmers who produce half of the world's food calories need less than $3 a day per hectare to adapt, yet finance is massively falling short. Investing in nature-friendly, agroecological farming is essential for global food security. COP30 is being called the Adaptation COP. This is the moment where world leaders must decide how to close the widening adaptation finance gap without worsening the debt crisis facing vulnerable countries. The message of the Adaptation Gap Report is clear. We cannot build a safe future without real and scaled-up adaptation finance. The decisions made at COP30 will shape whether communities can withstand the storms, heat, and disease threats that are coming. Climate resilience must be built on fairness, care, and global solidarity. The world is running on empty, but there is still time to change course if action begins now. You've been watching Attributions Asia, where we track how climate change is shaping life across the region. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories connecting science and justice in Asia.